Hey, welcome back to Coast Live. Our next guest is a very frequent flyer who has dealt with and overcome every air travel pain that you can imagine. Let's welcome now Brandon Blewett, author of this book, How to Avoid Strangers on Airplanes, a survival guide for the frequent business traveler. Brandon, it is a pleasure to have you on the show today. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. What inspired you to write this book? I expect you've seen some things up in the skies.
15 years of weekly work travel. You see a lot of things, both in the air, in the airports, getting off the planes. And I thought it would be fun to catalog those stories, the consistent themes that I see, but then also relate them to our professional journeys, because sometimes those are just as bumpy as our literal itineraries.
Ah, that's so creative, using the air travel as a metaphor for professional life at large. There are some terms that you use in the book, things like gate lice. What does gate lice mean?
So think about when you get to your boarding area and there's crowds of people at the gate, and the gate agent calls gate one or group one, and nobody moves because they're actually in group 8 or 9. It's the people that congregate and block the gate area so that the people that are actually in line to board cannot get onto the plane.
So this would be a negative thing. You do not want to be a gate lice.
Correct. No. It's best to just sit. And I understand that real estate can sometimes be limited depending on the airport, but
Sure.
standing in front of the stanchions and the actual gate where the gate agent is standing, it's generally best not to do that until your boarding group is called.
My co-host, this is a thing she's very passionate about. She's off camera, giving you a big thumbs up here. Let me ask about another term, the backpack wrecking crew. Who are they?
There's often people that I think lose spatial awareness once they go through the TSA detectors at the airport. And think about this, you're sitting in an aisle seat and somebody gets on the plane, and instead of taking their backpack and holding it in front of them in case they need to turn around to talk to somebody behind them, they keep it affixed to their back and they swing. And if you're in the aisle seat, bam, it's a wrecking ball to your face, and can often result in black eyes or other pain.
And certainly some social discomfort too. Let me ask you this: if I take my backpack and I put it on, but like the way that you would carry an infant, so it's here, it's on the front. That I feel like gives me more maneuverability through the aisle. So would I still be someone that should be complained about in that instance?
No, and I also think that when your backpack's in front of you, you see it, so you're also going to see where it impacts the space around you. So you're much less likely to just, knock somebody out as you make a turn to get into your seat. And it's funny that there's some people that it's by accident, completely understand, planes are confined spaces, but there's other people that tend to treat the aisle like they can do a Zumba class. And that's when you see the most offensive clashes physically.
Yeah. Are there any other annoying travel habits that you think are easy to fix if you just tell us about them right now?
So I narrowed it down to 6, and in that book I also include what eager exiters, so people that in row 22 stand up, put their bags in the aisle so that people in 18 or 19 can't get their bags. What I call the window wobbler, someone that maybe spent a little too much time in the lounge or Vino Volo, and uses front of them like a rock climbing wall. And then one of the worst offenders that I think is the easiest to fix is the conference called deci-bully. It's the person that in row 7 thinks that someone in row 36 needs to hear their quarterly earnings call. Oftentimes I've thought, hey, maybe I should send them a PowerPoint with notes on what they can do to improve the company once they land. But that one to me is one of the easiest to fix, because just be cognitive of your volume and maybe end your calls before you get on the plane.
The conference call deci-bully.
Yes.
That's beautiful. What is it about those finance bros, man? They all want you to hear what they're talking about. It's like, congrats on your success, buddy. Brandon, this has been...
I'm guilty. I took off the vest just for the interview, right? So I couldn't be something, but I think once you get a look from somebody that, hey, you need to tone it down.
Exactly. Pay attention.
Right.
These things we've talked about and a whole lot more are available in your book, How to Avoid Strangers on Airplanes, Survival Guide for the Frequent Business Traveler. Brandon Blewett, thank you so much for being here today. Great tips for all of us. Your website, brandonblewett.com, has all your work. Thanks a lot, Brandon.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.